Hello there. My name is Brian, and today we are going to be building an MFSU factory. This one is, it seems a little daunting, but it's not as bad as you would think. Um, it's probably going to take us about an hour, but it's really not that bad compared to some other things you can make. So let's go ahead and hop to it with a materials list. Um, ooh, sorry, I'm uploading a video to YouTube right now, so if it's a little shaky or the audio is a little crappy, it's because this is my second time doing this, and my internet and computer are all used up. So, first off, we have sticky resin. Then we've got copper, iron, redstone, lapis lazuli, sticky resin, copper, iron, redstone, diamond, sticky resin, gold, iron, redstone, another diamond, coal, iron, bronze, tin, and iron. That's a total of 20 condensers we'll be using. The reason we're using condensers is just because these are all raw materials and we can easily go ahead and do that, or easily pipe them through systems. We're also going to be needing several macerators, well, only one macerator, but several extractors and furnaces. I'm using tier 1 items because they have an overclocking option for them, so you can actually get them to go faster than your tier 2 can. So we're going to need an electric furnace on all of our irons, which ends up being 5. We're going to need an extractor on all of our sticky resins, which ends up being 3. These are supposed to be extractors. Excuse me, I'll fix that. And we're going to need our macerator on our 1 coal to give us coal dust. Once you go ahead and get all those materials set, you're going to need several covers, like so. Covers are going to keep it from entering the back or entering another line that you don't want it to. Pro tip, if you need to put something on a machine without accessing it like that, just hold shift and right click and you're all set. All right, so I'll go ahead and fix those macerators and get us going to the next step. Sorry, a quick note before we move on. On our 2 redstone down on this end, let's put a filter on top of each of those as well. You're going to need a filter in front of everything as well as that. So you're going to need a total of 22 filters to start out, 2 on top of the resin. I don't like splitting materials. That's why there's so many redstones and irons and everything like that. I feel like if we're waiting on one component or we need 2 things that require machine blocks, then that's just going to slow us down. So we might as well just have another one. But whenever it comes to things like redstone, relatively low EMC items, it really can be worth it to just kind of pump it over. Right, so next step. All right, so the first step in the actual building process, I suppose you could call it, is going to be for our advanced circuits. Now, our advanced circuit requires 1 circuit as well as glowstone, dust, lapis, and redstone. So we're going to go ahead and start on the circuit building part. This is our sticky resin being extracted into rubber, and this is our copper. So we're going to go like this, goes into an extractor, and our copper just follows a line over. I've already gone ahead and placed these glass covers on the sides. You're going to need to do that because, like I said earlier, it's going to go into stuff and you'll end up clogging everything up or putting crap in your filters and then nothing works. So this is going to be for copper cables. And I'll come back whenever we're ready to continue. Hey, sorry, one more thing before we move on. I thought it'd be a good idea to show you in case you didn't know how these Mark II automatic crafting tables work. You have a buffer up here that fills up with items. Each one of these rows corresponds to a face. So that's why you'll see me maybe going under and going in weird ways. It's just so that way I can get all these buffers utilized properly. and we don't end up having something like glass, which is an EMC of 1, uh, with, I don't know, like iron or for some reason or another diamond, which is very, very high EMC comparably. Um, so I thought I should just show you in case you aren't familiar. This is your crafting as well. It's kind of different. It doesn't actually require an item. You just take whatever you'd like and click, and it'll do a recipe. And this is our recipe that we'll be using for copper cables. All right, so this next part involves popping a filter on top of there. Again, you can shift click on top of this automatic crafting table, and it's going to place it where it needs to go. Then using your screwdriver, you can move it around. Then we're going to put glass panes on the front, so that way we can bring a pneumatic tube down. We've run our iron that was going from this furnace with a filter. We've run that into where it needs to go. And then we've taken our redstone, and using the bottom part, we've brought it into this one as well, where the refined iron and the copper cables are going to produce electronic circuits. Then we've taken our top redstone, and again, using our glass covers, brought it down in front. And then our lapis is going to go underneath. It can stay above as long as you'd like. I just put it underneath to be simple. And these are going to meet right here. Now, before I continue, I should tell you that I totally forgot one ingredient. You're actually going to need 21 of the condensers. And the last one's going to be providing glowstone dust, as you can see by that sign. So we'll go ahead and just run pneumatic tubes over here. Then we're going to place a crafting table, and we'll get the next part going. Okay, so in that crafting table we just put down, this is our recipe for an advanced circuit. And that is one of the 4 components that we need in order to make an MFSU. Redstone in the corners, and then glowstone and lapis. These 2 can be swapped, it doesn't matter. But you need the redstone in the corners and an electronic circuit right in the center. So we'll go ahead and pipe this out and get started with the next part. All right, so that next process was making lapitron crystals. Now, lapitron crystals are 6 lapis, 2 circuits, and an energy crystal in the center. So that means we're going to go ahead and make another machine to make our circuits. Yes, we could just as easily go over to this guy and either put a chest and a filter, or we could just run a line over. But like I said, I don't like reusing manufactured materials. You can do it, but that's not what I'm going to do. I forgot to mention that we do need to put, for that lapis, for the lapitron crystal, another filter on top of our lapis filter over here. And we're just going to run that up and over. So right here we've got our, if I can ever get to it, this guy is making copper cables. We're using that same formula as before. This dude is making refined iron, and then we've got our redstone. We're going to use the top one this time, and using our glass covers, we're going to block that off. We're going to use the top one and come down. You'll see why in a little bit. And then that's going to give us our electronic circuits. So that's that, and I'll see you on the next step. All right, so our next step involves running the line for the lapis, as well as pumping our circuits and creating our energy crystals. I'll start with the lapis over here. All we've done is run it right on top of the other one that we had going. Really simple, easy to do. Just make sure you use your glass covers, and that's going to go right here to the left of our crafting table. Right here, these guys are our circuits that we were just working on. They just come out forward again. Remember to use those glass covers. And then this part is the only thing kind of different. We've got in here a crafting table, if I can access it. Yeah, I can break there. We've got a crafting table consisting of diamonds and redstones in this fashion, giving us energy crystals. And then these guys get piped up. Oops, sorry. Dang it. Sorry about that. These guys get piped up and over, and they come right here to create our Lapitron crystals. Um, so that's that, and we'll go ahead and move on to the next step. Okay, so before I get too into it and keep on going, go ahead and stop and talk about it. We're going to start now on the MFE, our third component required for an MFSU. Right. So we've got our, sorry, got a little buggy there. We've got our sticky resin, gold, iron, redstone, and more diamond for this part. So we've got our sticky resin. Whoa, sorry. Like I said, I'm uploading right now, so that's not helping anything. We've got our sticky resin going into here, which gets filtered out into an automatic crafting table. Then we've got our gold right here, which is going into an automatic crafting table, getting pumped out. Oops, sorry. Just trying to place the glass back. Or you could not be cooperative. There we go. So we've got gold coming out, and that is going into a crafting table with the rubber to give us double insulated gold cable, like such. And then we've got our iron coming out here into our furnace, and it's hitting up this filter, going into this automatic crafting table, and becoming a machine block. And I'll go ahead and update you whenever we go to the next part, or whenever we get the next part done, which is going to be making this redstone and diamond into an energy crystal and then wiring it up. So, see you then. Okay, so as I said, we went ahead and wired it all up, and we've made our energy crystals. Again, this is just redstone being pumped into a crafting table with diamonds. And in a configuration as such. And we've got a filter going on top. The only reason it's going out this much is because I did not feel like replacing this piece of glass. And then it comes out and over. Just to recap, this is our double insulated gold wire, and this is our machine blocks. So we've got it in a configuration as so, and we get an MFE. Hooray! All right, so it's now time to begin building the last component, which is an advanced machine block. This one I'm going to go kind of step by step with what I do, or more step by step with the materials and how they're made, just because there's a bit more of them. So see you in a sec. All right, so we've got the next little bit built up already. This is our macerator with coal, provides coal dust, and coal dust just goes in this 4x4 or 2x2, configuration. That is going to get pumped out into another one with a 2x1 configuration. And then this is going to go into a compressor. That gets compressed, and we end up with carbon fiber paneling, I think it is, or carbon fiber plates, or whatever the heck they're called. So we'll go ahead and move on to the next part, which is going to just be a machine block, which is right here. I'll go ahead and show you that. Well, actually, no need, because it's going to take 2 seconds to do. I can probably do it while I'm even talking. And then we're going to move on to making the advanced alloy, which consists of refined iron, tin, and bronze, 3 on top of the other. So like 3 on the bottom, 3 in the middle, and 3 on the top. And then that gets compressed, and that gives us advanced alloy. And then we need 2 carbon fiber plates and 2 advanced alloy, as well as a machine block in order to create an advanced machine block. So I'll go ahead and finish up this part, if I can ever see straight. And get back with you whenever we're done with the advanced alloy. All right. So, gone ahead and finished up with that one. What we've got right here is that machine block part that I was talking about, and here we've got refined iron giving us machine blocks, and that gets piped directly to. I just put it underground. It could be behind it if you wanted to. I just like putting things underground for some reason. Um, yeah, that gets piped into an automatic crafting table, as well as what we worked on right before this gets piped into there, giving us carbon fiber panels. And then here, actually creating advanced machine block, or advanced alloy is pretty easy. Tin and bronze don't need to do anything except for be condensed. So that's these two. Uh, just moving on up. And then we've got iron that just needs to be refined down to refined iron. Then those three combine. Tin is on the bottom, bronze is in the center, refined iron is in the top. I can never remember how it goes, so I always have to look at the little picture that it makes. But then that gets piped into a compressor. And then that'll give us advanced alloy going right here. And these combine, like I said, carbon plating and advanced alloys with a machine block give us an advanced machine block. So, just to recap, the first machine that we made gives us advanced circuits. And we had to put a little correction in there because I forgot about the glowstone here, as well as we had to add another filter on top of this lapis for the next component. So be sure that you've done that. But this is going to give us our advanced circuits. Then we move on over to our Lapitron crystals, which are really, really simple. Yeah. Then we move on over to our MFEs, and probably the most complex, just because of all the compressing and crafting, is our advanced machine block. And then we have 4 outputs, so we're just going to put them all together. Hopefully, that's center enough. We'll put them all together in the center, and we'll have an output of MFSUs. So I'll show you what that looks like in 1 second. All right, and here it is. This is what it looks like from above whenever we've got it piped. We had to put, we could just put one in the back, and this one go onto the bottom. It really doesn't matter, just so long as you get them all in there. So yeah, then we have everything combining into here to create MFSUs. Now this machine may be a little bit slow for the simple reason that Lapitron crystals, we require 6 of them, which is quite a lot. And unless you're producing one machine is producing like 1 crystal, you know what I mean, 1 for 1, then you're not going to be able to get everything on the tick. And depending on how much EMC and your source of that, it might be a little bit worse even. But that's basically it. Whenever it comes to powering.
Sorry, this part of the audio got corrupted for some reason or another. What I'm going into here is talking about powering. You're going to probably need about 10 MFSUs. I know that sounds like a lot, but just turn this thing on for a little bit and you'll be set. It requires so much because if you want to really speed it up and really kick it up, you're going to need a lot of overclockers and energy storage upgrades and such. And that's going to really draw a lot of power. So the more you've got, the more you can output, and the more you'll be able to produce more quickly. Funny how that works, right? Overclockers make things faster. Other than that, I'm just going into talking about wiring with the red alloy wire. This entire thing can be run off of one timer. Just use red alloy wire, cover up particular parts with, something you can put red alloy wire on. Don't use that glass cover, I mean to say. And you can basically just run one circuit throughout the entire thing and put it on one tick. Now, that's not necessarily going to be the fastest, If you really, really want it incredibly fast, then since you've got so many Lapotron crystals, you could put one timer on a really quick time for those Lapotron crystals, and then everything else can basically run at the same pace. You want the final ones to run at the same pace then, and you'll end up with a pretty high output. But if you're on a server or something like that, don't do it. You're going to lag out everybody, and everyone's going to hate you, and all that good stuff. Just be kind whenever you're playing with others, really. You could also do it as some other people have done it. I've seen on YouTube, two in particular. One is called G5555MC, and the other one is named SP Blatt. Those gentlemen have devised a system underneath involving counters. And you can go through and just using, again, a single timer, a counter system. And you can devise when you want things to go and basically put it on the tick. I mean, that's up to you. I'm lazy and I just want the output. It really will be more or less the same. The only thing you'll be waiting on is Lapotron crystals, which, I mean, it really just isn't worth it to me. If I really, really need it, then I'll go ahead and grab several Lapotron crystals and just put them in the end and take care of it that way. Other than that, that's basically it. If you've got any questions or problems, leave a comment and let me know. I'll try and help you out as best I can. I'm a student though, so yeah. I don't always have the most amount of free time, but I'll do my best to help you out. I might make a video or something like that for you if it's really bad. Yeah, other than that, just thank you for watching, and have a good one, guys. Thanks.